How are we doing today? Hey, Rhonda, how's it going? Can't hear you yet, Rhonda. Unmute you.
Oh,
Are you there, Rhonda?
yes.
There you are.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was able to unmute you.
Did you see the memo that they suspended open houses advertised on the MLS?
I did see that, yeah.
I just left a voicemail. I'm trying to email them that why couldn't they just do virtual open house? Duh.
Yeah, it's your listing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, hi, Jamie. One thing you might be able to do is, say that again, Jamie.
I showered.
There you go.
Unlike this morning's meeting, I'm just saying.
But an idea, Rhonda, is if you put it in put it in the public records that you're doing a virtual open house on this day at this time, because that'll send out and you'll get some more people probably with that, because that's what goes out to all the syndicate sites as well.
What do you mean put it in public records?
Put it in public remarks.
Oh.
So when you're talking about the description, like the first line, yes. I would just say, hey, we're doing a digital open house on this day at this time. Tune in here, or whatever the case is.
I think I already did that, and I'm sending out a flyer to the agents. I've had luck with e-flyer on a listing. I actually got a realtor actually bought one of my listings, saw it on an e-flyer. So
oh, nice.
Okay, so I'm gonna yeah, but I would think RE Colorado would just say virtual open houses instead of just hello.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we got Debbie on the call. Hey, Debbie, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Debbie.
Is it just us?
It's just us right now. It's just us four. So we'll give it a couple more minutes. But Debbie, I'm kind of glad you're on the call. Rhonda was just talking about it with all the new stuff with RE Colorado suspending open house input in RE Colorado. For the digital open houses, what are we thinking best options are? Because clearly we're not going to host an open house with a hold-in place order for the state. But from the RE Colorado side, could we put the open house in a link somewhere or something like that? We were talking public records or public remarks, sorry.
Well, if you click on some of the stuff in that email, it shows you how to go and put some better room descriptions and all that in. And I would suggest putting something out on Facebook. And maybe you could put it in public remarks. You could put it in broker remarks that, you know, put a Facebook link in there. I think you might be able to do that. If you can't, they'll let you know right away.
That's my plan, is just to put my Facebook professional page link in there in a few places and do a Facebook ad.
I would do a Facebook ad for sure.
Okay.
And just, you know, it doesn't take spending very much money to boost it out.
Right.
No, not at all. And
No,
that's what we're going to be talking about today is the Facebook ads. So
yeah. That's why I'm here.
Me too.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Sherry.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good. Hanging
Awesome.
Hanging in there. All right. Well, it's a little after 12:30, so let's go ahead and get started today. You guys can all see my command screen, correct?
No. Oh, yes, I
No?
can.
I was like, you can or can't?
Yes.
My
I hope
phone,
so. Perfect.
my phone holder was hiding it.
Perfect. So what we're going to talk about today is Facebook ads and lead capture forms. I'm apparently dinging. I apologize. Might be getting different updates. So let's go ahead and start with Facebook ads. One of the things that Rhonda and I have been talking about, and we've had a lot of conversations throughout all of this, is open houses. So what we're going to do today is kind of create an ad for an event on an open house. And Rhonda, do we have your permission to use some of your information on my screen to create that open house ad? I won't
You can
post it, but
No, you know what? I will just give you my information and you can just do it.
there we go. I mean, the leads all come to me, so we'll just have to figure something out later.
No, I was going to give you my
All
log.
right, so let's get in. If you guys are going to, oh, okay, there you go. So we're going to go in and we're going to create, we're going to create an ad. We're going to do, I just drew a blank on where I go for this. Hold, please. An ad, Facebook ad. All right, so we go to campaigns. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm in the right spot. So again, KW logo up in the top left-hand corner down to campaigns, and you'll see everything that's going on right here. So you'll have paid ads, emails, direct mail, social posts. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go create a new campaign. And this is going to be a social ad, and we're gonna do a pay-per-click ad right now. Because the social posts itself are pretty self-explanatory. We'll get into that, but we're going to spend most of the time today talking about
Sorry.
Hi, Aspen.
Hey,
So when we click on social ads,
Seamus,
Yep.
I'm the problem student. I
course you are.
lost my command. I got out of Facebook and I lost command. I'm on command. Where do I go to get started on this?
go down to campaigns. It's the megaphone.
I click on my
Hold on.
KW.
So click the KW logo in the top left-hand corner of command, and then go down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 7th icon down is a megaphone, and it's campaigns.
Okay, this is where I cry. I'm clicking on that and nothing is dropping down. I'm clicking on
Let's do this. And you're clicking on that megaphone item and nothing's coming up.
I'm just clicking on my KW in the top left corner.
So don't do my KW, go to agent.kw.com. You're in the eEdge account right now.
Okay,
And you go to agent.kw.com.
login. Okay, got it.
Same login. Yep. Use that same login and that'll take you into commands. And then from there on the left-hand side, find the megaphone, click on that, and that'll be campaigns.
Okay.
So when we're in there, when we create a campaign up in the top right-hand corner, so let's back out real quick. When we create a new campaign, we're going to do a social ad. This is paid. And when this pulls up, the first thing you want to do is name the campaign. Title it what you need it to. If we're going to talk open houses, we're going to maybe name this open house 1, 2, 3, 4 Main Street. And then what's the goal? Are we advertising a listing, advertise multiple listings, attract listings, brand awareness, event awareness, attract buyers, other? Well, this one could be both, either advertise a listing or an event awareness. because the nice thing is once we get into all of this, we can change the copy and what's being written for our Facebook ads. But let's go do, because this is an open house, we're going to do digital. Jamie, it looks like you have a question. You had your hand up.
I do. I understand that we're doing this for a listing for this example. If I were to create an ad where I'm sharing my app, when it says what is your goal, is that under other?
I would probably do another, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the nice thing with all of these, everyone, is when we click on these, it's going to take us to the same basic spots within command to create these ads. This is more for kind of our tracking purposes. What are we doing? Are we advertising more listings? Are we doing events? So on and so forth. But we can go in and edit any of this at any time. So we're going to click on event awareness. And then you have the option, where will you run your campaign? Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We're just going to do Facebook today because that's the one most people are using. And we're going to set up campaign. As this loads, we'll go in here, name and goal, and it's always going to pop up this preview and crop image. Just click out of it because you'll notice I can't do anything. It's going to process forever. We'll see that ad build over on the right-hand side as time goes on.
Hey, Seamus, I've already, I did the event awareness. Where will your campaign run? I clicked Facebook. It says Facebook not connected, but my Facebook is clearly connected.
You might have to check your settings in the ad. There's two spots where you can add in Facebook. There's the paid advertising settings and the also just connecting to Facebook to do normal posts.
Okay, I tried the Connect account and it, okay.
You and
Sorry.
I can take a look at that after.
Yeah, carry on.
No, you're good. Yep. The big thing on this, guys, is this is always going to go to your business page. So if you do not have a Facebook business page, you need to have a Facebook page. You'll create it through there. This will not let us post to just our normal Facebook page. So name and goal is checkbox. You'll notice here it's checkbox. That means we're good. The items down here, we're going to fill out as time goes on. So let's go no. It says no selected listing. We're going to add a listing. Right now, this is only pulling from KWLS, our Keller Williams internal listing syndication system. What I found the easiest trick to find your listings is when we're looking on the right-hand side here, status, change that from active to all status, and show, instead of only my listings, go all listings. Give that a minute to think. And this is going to pull everything. And you're going to see stuff from Louisiana, New York, Texas, Arizona. And you have the ability to type in the property address. Rhonda, what is the property address for your listing?
13519 Albion Circle.
And type in 13519 Albion Circle and hit search. And here's what's pulling right now. Now, Rhonda, is this an active listing in MLS right now?
It's just incoming.
Cool. So that's why we cannot find this right now, because it's just as an incoming. You'll want to put that to active status. Give it, what Keller Williams International says is give it about 8 hours for it to sync into the KWLS system.
Okay.
However, I've seen it take about 24 hours. So if it's not in there, you can't search for it, be patient. The nice thing is we can actually manually enter some of this information in later on. If we're doing the shredding event is the example I've used in the past. We're obviously not promoting a listing. So I would not gonna have any listing photos, but I'm gonna have images for the shredding event. I can upload those and it'll still let me walk through this entire process. So I'm gonna cheat real quick and I'm gonna go find an old listing of mine. So you'll see the property there. It's in MLS. Select. Again, it's going to keep pulling up this preview and crop image right now. I'm going to just bounce away from this because it's working. and automatically put the photo in there. I can change these photos. I can change the image to what I want to later on. I'm okay with that photo. We're going to add text. So the next thing it's going to do, because this is a listing, it pulled the public remarks from MLS. Automatically did that for me. The headline, name it whatever you want to. The cool thing on a lot of this is they have suggestions. So right now it says, come join us. I can shuffle that and change it to don't miss this. Keep shuffling and find whatever the case is. So let's use come join us. I'm going to use that suggestion. And then enter description. So open house, Saturday from 10 to noon. Digital. I'm just writing some stuff in here so we can see that. And then we'll go down here, and it's always going to say, make sure text cannot contain misleading content that implies personal attributes, adult or political content. You will get scrubbed for that, flagged. And because this is attached to The Office and Keller Williams International, we get enough of those, and Facebook will say no more KW. So just be smart about it. Save
Facebook
as
jail.
text. Exactly. You'll go to Facebook jail like my boss does about every 3 weeks. Kristen's in Facebook jail constantly, so. The next item is add media. So when we go in here to configure, again, here you go. You have the images. You can drag and drop images if you've got them on your computer. You can also upload videos. So if you've got, especially with the way things are going right now, maybe you have your photographer create a little promo reel, almost like a trailer for a movie of some of the photos for your listing. Might be something to talk to your people about. Jamie, you have another question.
I do. So if I have I use a lot of Michael Lewis postcards and stuff for advertising. If I wanted to attach one of those to an ad, every time I go in there, it says that it needs to be resized, and I don't know how to do that.
On the Michael Lewis stuff, I would recommend reaching out to him and saying, hey, this is what we're getting, because he works so closely with KW, with all that, he's going to be able to go in and do that. There are the abilities to resize images. Short, easy way to do that, right click on the image when instead of opening it, you would right click on the image, and there's an option in that settings to change size.
Okay.
If you're getting an error, it's the wrong size, it's going to tell you, hey, it needs to be at least these pixels by these pixels, or no bigger than these pixels by these pixels.
Right.
Make sure and you can adjust that in those settings in there, and it'll auto resize for you.
Okay.
Oh, pick me. Pick me.
Rachel, you have a question.
Actually, a comment for Jamie. I'm not the expert on this, but I have had good luck by just Googling free picture resizer. And there's like apps and programs for that. And then it doesn't always work, but pretty well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
Awesome. I like it. So it's also going to ask for the DBA logo. You should already have this in your settings. With your DBA logo, it's going to automatically set to the right-hand side. You can change it to the left-hand side if you want. And I'm okay with that image, or I can go in here and I can change that image. I can crop, or I can delete that. You can also add in multiple images. I don't know what our current cap is on the amount of images. I would keep it as short as possible. I would personally say no more than 3, maybe 4 different images that'll scroll through on your ad as people are looking at it. So we've changed the media if need be. Include my ownership statements. We're going to apply that. Each office is independently owned and operated. Oh, I don't have the DBA logo. This isn't the DBA logo, so don't quote me on this, but we're just going to put this in as an image. And again, you'll see on the left-hand side, we've got these check boxes, meaning we're good. And you'll notice on the right-hand side, I can't publish yet because I have not finished the last option. The last thing right here, second to last item, is the Facebook ad itself. When we go into configure this, it is on I'm using my personal account. It has to go to my business page. That'll help out. That's what my ad shows like. And then down here for destination, when people click, there's a learn more button down here that we have set up right now. There are two options when we're creating these to send out. You can use a Facebook lead generation form or use a site or landing page. There's pros and cons to both sides of these. Facebook lead generation form, number one thing, it keeps them on Facebook. So we don't have to worry about them bouncing out and going to something else. Think about when you guys are looking on your phone, scrolling through Facebook. Do you run into ads that you'll click on if it opens up a new pop-up window? Do you stay on that pop-up window or do you usually close it?
Was it?
Close it. I do the same thing. So I like the Facebook lead gen form because it's going to keep them on there. It's also going to autofill their Facebook information, their email address. If they've got their phone number as public, it'll automatically load that stuff in for us. Or you can use a site or a landing page. So one of the things that we were talking about on open houses, an idea, and Rhonda and I talked about this from my team, is doing a reverse prospect. So we're doing a Facebook Live video, let's say for the open house, but we also want to send this out to other agents to have them share with their clients. Doing a reverse prospect and then scheduling a Zoom call that you can do it at 11 o'clock if my open house is from 10 to noon. At 11 o'clock, I'm going to do a Zoom call for realtors and their clients that they can join in on. Maybe I would create a page for that they can click and sign up for that Zoom call at that specific time. You can change the button to where it looks changes. You can say learn more, sign up, apply now. So right now we're going to say learn more because we're doing an ad. Hey, we're doing an open house on this day. If you fill this out, we'll make sure that we get that link sent out to you. And then a follow-up destination URL. After viewers submit your Facebook lead form, you can direct them to a website or a landing page. So we can choose a site that I've created, or we can send them to something else. It'll automatically add the HTTP. We're just going to set that as Lifestyle Homes of Denver, and I am pretty sure we have to have the www on here. URL provided appears to be down for the moment. Okay. We'll say they're going to go to Google. And then for ad targeting, you can use custom settings, or right now, because this property is in Bailey, it's doing a 20-mile radius around Bailey, Colorado. Or I can use custom settings, which I highly, highly recommend. When you have custom settings, you can target your database, or you can target a custom audience. If it's just for your people, you're doing a special shredding event or whatever the case is, your database only, you can target your command database. However, we're going to do this out in the world. We're going to tag a custom audience. Yes, Rachel.
I have a question for Target My Database. Do I have to have the contact's Facebook URL entered in that contact setting?
Yes, you will have to have that.
Okay, so if I don't have that and I selected Target My Database, it just wouldn't work.
Correct. Yeah, if you have, let's say you've got 100 people in your database and only 30 of them have Facebook in there, that ad's only going to go to those 30 people.
Okay.
And we're missing 70 of your 100.
Sure.
Great question. Thank you. That was on my list.
Yeah, very good question. And I always forget to mention that when we talk about this.
Thank you.
So we can go and we can change location. Yeah, we can change the location. We can go, it's set as Bailey. Let's change it to Denver. and you can do a radius of X amount of miles, plus or minus. So we can go 20 miles. That sounds pretty good. And then my favorite piece, and I don't have it on my phone right now, but there's add or change interest. This is key. I know, Jamie, you sent this out a couple times. It's on our Facebook page. But when we're talking about interest, this is how it's going to help target. We want to get the right people on this ad, especially because you're spending money on this ad. I don't want to send this to someone who can't afford to buy a home or have not had any online indicators that they're looking for a home. Some of the items for interest can be for sale by owner. As we type that in, for sale by owner. Let's do realtor. Found realtor.com. You can also do realtor.com pro.
I believe that.
Jamie, do you remember any of these other ones?
Not off the top of my head, I'd have to look them up, but I
Me
believe
neither.
that list is typed up and it's in the file section of our office Facebook page.
Correct. Yep, I'm almost positive on that. If not, I know, Jamie, you've shared it out a couple times.
I do have it somewhere
as a
in,
post as well, so.
I saved it as a photo on my phone somewhere, so if anybody
Yeah.
needs it, just let me know.
Yep. So there's a list, and what I would say, that list that Jamie's got, this came directly from our Director of Technology for the region, Leslie. This is what she is seeing with her running these ads, what other people around the country are using, the top items. One of the questions that came up when Leslie was teaching this on that list was, should I use all or some of them? The answer was all of them. I'd much rather have all of those, because the nice thing is, you'll notice it says 3 selected, and up on the right-hand side here, it's or. So people are looking for sale by owner, or realtor.com, or realtor.com pro, or so on and so forth. You can change this to and. So you want people to go for sale by owner and realtor.com. That's going to funnel down your search as well. So just make sure you're setting that up the right way. I would highly recommend just doing or for events like this. So we're going to save selection, save the Facebook ad. And then the last thing we have is the duration and budget. Now it says we recommend 10 days campaign and budget of $1 per channel per day. If we're just doing this on one channel, it gave us the option at the beginning for 3. Remember, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Since I'm just doing this on Facebook, I'm going to spend $3 per day. Now you can adjust this as you need. You can put a start date and a stop date. So we can go, instead of 10 days, if this is an open house on Saturday, let's change that, because I don't think people are going to care on April 5th about the open house I had on Saturday the 28th. So
Seamus,
because I changed it for one day. Yes, Jamie.
a channel is Facebook, Instagram, whatever you click, correct, initially?
Correct. Yep.
I just want to make sure I have the lingo correct. I usually refer them to as channels, so.
Yeah. So we have this set up right now as for one day, and I'm going to spend $30 for one day. If you're okay with that, awesome, move forward. If you're not, I would always make sure you review this about 100 times. There was an agent in Washington, this was a few years ago when he started using Facebook ads, and he had his admin create the ad. And it was the same thing, 10-day ad, $3 a day, $30. Through clerical error, it was a 10-day ad. They said $3 a day, but Facebook, if they have the extra money from you, they're going to keep spending it. $300. It's a big change, $30 to $300. It sounds kind of funky. It's one thing, but this agent and this admin did 10 ads all at the same time. So instead of $300 for 10 ads, they spent $3,000 for 10 ads. So double check. Yeah, Jamie, that wrenching face, yeah, that was the same thing they did too. But, so we're going to go back and we're going to change this to 10 days just so you guys can see. Save duration and budget. It's $30 total, $3 a day for 10 whole days. Save duration. We're good. We have checkboxes all on the left-hand side. And we can publish that campaign. And it's going to go. It's going to start running. What'll start to happen is as you get leads into this through these ads, those leads are going to, because you have the Facebook setup and you're doing this through command, those leads automatically go into your command database. So you don't have to worry about hunting them down, finding them. All that stuff will get in here, and you'll get notified by Kelly that, hey, you have a new lead, and their name is so-and-so. William Kretzer did this the other day. He got a lead, and he got a notification at midnight when that lead clicked on the ad. And it gave them all the contact information and gave him a call to action to call this person and say this. Any questions on Facebook ads? Nope. Okay. So the last thing we'll talk about, we're going to kind of go back a little bit. When we were talking about the Facebook ad and it wanted to choose a site, what we're going to do is create a landing page within command. So if we go to the KW and we're going to go down to consumer. Consumer is where, yes, let's leave the page. Consumer is where the information for your mobile app is, your websites, all that fun stuff. And when you create a new site on the right-hand side, it'll give you two options. Create it on my agent site or as a standalone page. Standalone page would be good for event registrations. It's just there, you use it for that event, lather, rinse, and repeat every time you do that event, whether it's a shredding event, yearly barbecue, the pie event. You can create that landing page and then walk away and you've got it for the rest of time. So we're going to use as a standalone page and create page. As this loads, you'll see it's a blank screen right now. There's nothing on it. It's got body. But on the right-hand side here, all the widgets we can have. Agent branding, branded header, lead form, legal footer, market snap, listing, local expert video, and you can add in content blocks as well. We're just going to focus on widget just to show you guys how easy this is. Agent branding, all this is a click, hold, and drag it over. And here's the agent branding. So there's that. If I want that at the top or the bottom of my, let's say, lead form, I can click and hold. I can put it below. Or I can click and hold that box and move it up. And it'll be up top. Move the whole thing up. There we go. And the command system, I know, has been a little funky today with the web pages, so this doesn't look right, but I promise you it'll say interested, let's talk, instead of down at the bottom here. It'll be up at the top. But when we go and click on that item, let's click that interested, let's talk. We can configure these widgets over on the right-hand side. So I want to configure the lead form. And what it gives you is the option to change what's available to change. So interested, let's talk, and say sign up today. Save and apply. And you'll notice this changes if I refresh. Apparently it did not save that. Nope, there it's gone. Nope. Lead form, click and drag. But you can also add in listings. You can add in your local expert. Oh, look, there's more. Download my mobile app. All sorts of cool things you can do on these landing pages, these lead capture forms. So think about some different ideas. What are some ideas as we're starting to kind of go through this? What are some ideas for lead capture forms? What would you use? How would you use them today with the way the market is? Nothing?
Well, I think if I was going to do it, and I've actually done a couple of ads some successful, some not. What I've been thinking recently is, number one, I think investors are a good place to chase right now.
Yep.
Just because they're going to have the money. So put something out there for, now's the time, one of those kinds of things. And also I've thought about doing something for buyers. One of the message that when it's over, when we're through, it'll be, we're not, you're not ready to go look today, but when you're through, it's going to be a good time to get out there and look. Those are the two things I've been thinking in my head about doing an ad and chasing.
Sure. Yeah. Those are some good ideas. One of the things I thought with you, Jim, is you do an article on a regular basis, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe doing if you would like me to email that article to you directly every week or however often you decide, fill out this form. You've just captured their first name, their last name, their email address, and their phone number. And now you can reach out to them as well, again, providing value.
Exactly. And actually what I already do is, because I do capture all that, I drop them into that database anyways. If they get pissed off, they're going to opt out. So they end up getting it no matter what.
Good.
That's in terms of an ad, it would be a good ad, find out what's happening, through this article, one of those kinds of things. So that's a good idea.
Exactly. Yeah. So, because I know Denny Grimes does that. He used to do a monthly, he was on the news on one of the local news channels down in Florida. And so he had a bunch of stuff that, hey, if you want the actual, the research behind what I was talking about, go to here, fill out this form, and I'll send you that research about the real estate market.
Nice.
So those were some different ideas. So there's a lot of different ways you can do this. So even signing up for, if you're going to do a weekly happy hour Zoom call or something to that effect, fill it out here. We can send you the link.
Yeah.
Things along those lines. So
yeah, great idea.
Get creative with it, guys. We're gonna have some fun with all this coronavirus stuff, and it's gonna force us to think outside the box, and it's gonna make us bigger, faster, and stronger. I was talking to my coach yesterday. I'm actually excited for this because it's giving us the opportunity to play around with the technology that Gary Keller has graciously provided to us and had his team working on for all these years. It's forcing us into it. It's going to be uncomfortable, but think about all those people who have no lifeline right now. And if we're in using this, when this is all done, we're just going to be that much faster and stronger when it comes to that. So awesome. Any other questions as we wrap up today's class? I know we spent a lot of time on that Facebook ad. If you have more detailed questions, please feel free on reaching out to me.
No, this was good. I've already done some of this, but you've answered a couple of questions that I didn't have answers to. So that's good. I appreciate it.
Good. Yeah. I saw one other question. Oh, let's unmute you. There you go. Go ahead. Oh, I can't hear you, Shelly. Sorry. Let's see. Here, I'm going to pull up a chat real quick, Shelly.
Jerry.
Sorry. All right, Shelly, you should see a chat. Pop that up. Let's see. For some reason, maybe mics aren't working right now. Gotta love technology. Don't know why my microphone's not working. I had that this morning trying to figure it out. It took me to the end of my webinar to get on. I could not add my picture or prepared stuff from the templates. Yeah, currently for some reason, there's a glitch between designs and going directly into the Facebook ads. I know it's supposed to work seamlessly, that because we've created a design, we can automatically find it. I've noticed that every once in a while it works and sometimes it doesn't. What I would say is once you've created that design or that image, save it onto your computer. From there, you'll be able to drag and upload that in there as well. I know it's not ideal, but that's the workaround I've found right now.
Seamus, are they responding on KW command? They have been really good about it. So you might be able to
Yeah,
pop that in there as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen and I haven't heard of any real lag times on that. I know with most of this being, I mean, it's a digital system, so they can work remotely for the most part. They're going to have essential personnel, I'm sure. But yeah, I haven't heard or seen any real lag times on that communication. So I'm sure they're flying around. I know today the system's been a little buggy because of there's just been an influx of people getting online and playing around with it now. So
Cool.
Well, all right, everyone. That's what I got for you guys. If you have other questions, feel free on reaching out to me offline. And as always, have fun. I will see you guys on the next call.
Thanks,
Cool.
Seamus.
Seamus.
Yeah.